It's been 3 months since Mr. Roberts fired me for falling asleep while working for him. He paid me to watch him sleep. It wasn't a sex thing, honestly. He just needed someone awake in the room with him while he slept. He said it was a medical issue, but on my last day, I had a bit of a cold. The medication I was on made me drowsy, and I dozed off for a few minutes. He wasn't mad. Actually, he was apologetic. I didn't understand why at the time, but now I do. It started as that fleeting sensation of falling you sometimes get when you're about to drift off, the kind that jolts you awake. Annoying, but nothing to worry about. Right? But then it kept happening. Every night. Every time I closed my eyes, the sudden drop yanked me back to consciousness. For almost 2 weeks, it disrupted every attempt at sleep. I figured it was stress, studies, work, life in general, but I was wrong. At the 2-week mark, the noises started. Strange, untraceable noises. Not quite breathing, but not breathing. I know that doesn't make sense, but that's the only way I can describe it. Another 2 weeks passed, the sounds continued, and then came the feeling. The distinct, inescapable feeling that I wasn't alone. You know that sensation? When someone is in the room with you, even if you can't see them? The air changes. The weight of the space around you shifts. But when I looked, nothing. I turned on the lights, checked the closet, under the bed even, but there was no one there. Yet the feeling never left. After a week of this, I was exhausted. Unlike the jolts or the noises, this feeling didn't fade once I was awake. It lingered, keeping me from falling back asleep at all. I was barely functioning. My coursework suffered, and I was fired from my new job for a lack of concentration. It should have taken me less time to think back to Mr. Roberts, but given my sleep-deprived state, I gave myself a pass. Mr. Roberts had said something to me as I left on my last day. You need to find someone to watch you sleep. He knew. He knew this was going to happen to me because it had happened to him. But unlike me, he had figured out how to stop it, by paying someone to watch him. I, unfortunately, can't afford that luxury. I need answers. I grabbed my phone, scrolling back 8 weeks to the day I first called Mr. Roberts about the job. I never delete anything, so the number is still there. I press call. It rings. No answer. Is he dodging me? Maybe he's just not home. After all, it was a landline. This can't wait. I grab my coat and head out. 40 minutes later, I'm standing on Mr. Roberts' front porch, staring at his door. How am I going to explain this? Hey, remember me? I think you cursed me with your weird sleep thing. Yeah, that'll go over well. I look like shit. My eyes are open through sheer force of will alone. He's either going to think I'm insane, or, worse, he's going to believe me. I don't know which possibility is more terrifying. I ring the bell. Seconds later, the door opens. Mr. Roberts stares at me for a long moment. He looks, well, really well. You, he says, almost sadly. Please help me, I beg, my voice cracking. His expression softens. Come in. Let me explain. Mr. Roberts returns from the kitchen with a steaming cup of coffee and hands it to me. It's extra strong, he mutters, avoiding my gaze. Thanks, I say, taking a sip. He exhales slowly, then speaks. I'm so sorry this is happening to you. I never wanted this. I was very clear about not falling asleep while I was sleeping. I nod, waiting. The thing attached to me about 6 months before we met. I was on vacation in Japan when I visited a shrine inside a beautiful temple. I fell while walking through a passage and broke a small clay vase. He glances at his bookshelf, walks over, and pulls out a hardcover book titled Demonology. Flipping through the pages, he finally turns the book toward me. The Baku. It's a sleep demon. The legends say it feeds on nightmares, but after experiencing what I assume you have been going through, I dug deeper. He taps a passage in the book. This one is like a parasite. It torments its prey, keeping them from the dream world until they either die or pass it on. My stomach knots. After the noises and the feeling of being watched, he continues, you'll start seeing its eyes, usually in the corners, the ceiling. Then it will touch you. His expression darkens. After the touching comes the biting, the scratching, the burning. He closes his eyes and lifts his shirt. His back is covered in burn scars. Then he rolls up his sleeves. Deep, jagged scratches run along his arms, alongside what can only be bite marks. I swallow hard. How did I get it? I whisper. You fell asleep while watching me, he says grimly. It saw you enter the dream world and latched onto you. I squeeze my eyes shut, trying to process. The only way to keep it at bay, he continues, is to have someone watch you. I shake my head. I can't afford to pay someone, and I won't pass this on to someone else. There has to be a way to remove it. It's not a curse, he says, flipping the book around again. It's a parasite. A leech. I stand suddenly, my chair scraping against the floor. I won't do this, I just can't. Wait, he urges. Let me watch you sleep tonight. At least you'll face tomorrow rested. I hesitate, then nod. Thank you, I whisper. The next morning, I feel like I've actually slept for the first time in my life. Processing everything from the night before, I leave Mr. Roberts' house and head home. On the subway, an idea forms in my mind. I don't like it. I definitely won't come off as sane, but I have to try something. That night, I set up my camera, adjusting the angle until it captures my entire bed. I plug my laptop in, open a streaming site. I hover over the Go Live button. My stomach turns, but I have no other choice. I title the stream, Watch Me Sleep. And I pray that somewhere out there, a stranger is willing to watch. Subscribe if you like the story. Do you want more of this content? Subscribe and hit the like button and subscribe.